Hello, and this is a video by the Destructive Wolf, and today, instead of usual video game or review things that I usually do, I'm going to be showing you something interesting. The basic coding of a website. It's something I haven't really looked into much often, and actually I think I'm taking a class on it right now, but I know a few things already before even taking the class itself. And here's the few things that I know. Now, mostly the rules of basic coding is that all the codes have to be surrounded by one of these, or by both of these, really. Your code's supposed to be in here, and there you go. Okay, so these are called tags. You have to have the tags around the code for it to read the code. If you do not have the tags, then it will ignore or mess up the code itself because it'll add it into another code that you have before it. This is very important to have. If you don't have it, then you basically don't have the code. So here's an example of a code. Here's another example of a code. And here's one more example of a code. These are all examples of basic coding in web designing or web teching. Besides this example, there's other codes that you can use that the basic rules of having a code is it has to have an end argument. If you have this code of a head, then in order to end the head, you have to have \head in a code as well. This ends the code, making sure that the code is not infinite and therefore causing an error. So you have to totally get rid of the code itself by putting in the code itself. And you can skip to another line and then put another head by pressing enter to skip the line, and then just put that, and that'll work as well. That's why often you see codes itself just like that. So next, you can go down on most of the lines, really. It would be correct if you did this. If you put head, and then you put title, which is another code, and then you have to end title, see, before you end head. So you have to kind of go in order here, except for a few exceptions. I'm not quite sure what the few exceptions are. I can't name off any off the top of my head right now. But there are a few exceptions where you can wait to put the end argument after another end argument that's past the beginning argument. So as you can see, it has head as the beginning, and then we have title, but you have to end title before you end head, or you're screwing the whole code up. Because this is one of the codes that don't work if you put it out of order. Now, there are a whole bunch more codes that are very advanced, more I say. And, I know a little bit of them. They're not too advanced, but they are more advanced than regular codes that I'm about to show you. Now, here's a few basic code usage. We have the obvious HTML. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, personally, I don't understand the use of the HTML unless if you are making an actual HTML document that you are going to release publicly on the internet. But I don't have one of those. But I'm going to put it anyway, as if I did. So that's going to be my example right here. This is going to be my test document that I'm going to have, and I'm going to show you how to run it. By the way, you have to have a notepad, which every single Windows computer always comes with a notepad editor, I guess you can call it. This is a different notepad editor. It's called Notepad++. Notepad++ is definitely more useful than regular Notepad itself. I did have it on here on my desktop, but it disappeared and I don't know where the heck it went. So I don't really feel like looking for it. But it kind of looks like an iguana or a lizard on a branch, and it says Notepad++. As it says right here, Notepad++. So continuing on to what I was doing, since we now have our HTML code, which is the beginning code, I'm going to go ahead and bring that down so I don't confuse myself too much. We have the HTML code. Now the reason why I put all these spaces in between it is because there's a lot more codes to add in to actually get the website itself. This is no link referencing or anything in this video, so if you were looking for that, please refer to a different video because I will be doing that but not currently. Right now this is only text referencing on a HTML document. So this is the HTML code to notify that the document is indeed a file for the browser. Without the code, the website would be unable to function. This is the most primary of all the codes and should come before anything else. The next code that's usually put, there are some exceptions to where people do put different codes before this because there are other codes that have needed to be added beforehand, is the head code. The head code is another basic code, and, well no, I don't have to put it way back down here. The head code is to show that you are referring to the top of the document, the beginning of the document, which is, to show you an example, this right here. The fact that it says Google right here, that is the title of the document. This is the head of the document right here, this whole thing. But there only are a certain amount of things that you can edit with the top of the file, and so far all I know of right now is the next code, which is the title code. This is a very basic code as well. The only thing that the title code changes is the top part of it, and as using, oh crap, I exited it out, and as using Google as a reference as well again, right here, this is the title. Where it says Google here at the tab, that is our title reference that we are using whenever we are putting title here. So if we want to change what Google says up here, then what do we want to name our title? Well, since this is just a video and I am just showing you a reference of how to do it, I'm going to put test. That is going to be my title. Now every single time, like I had said before, you need to end your code with an end argument, which has to have backslash the code as repeated. So you can do it on an opposite line, it would not matter, but here it's just a little less confusing and a lot easier to do. And then you have to end the head, which there are more things that you can add to the head, but right now I'm going to leave it as plain as can be, and it's just going to say test here at the top, where, as you can see, where Google is. So the last code that I'm going to show you today is another very, very simple code, and you can use a body code before it, but we don't need to use it because I only have one text to put. So this is a very basic code as well that only displays code of text on the screen whenever you open up the browser. I'm terribly sorry, but if you are seeing this message, then that means I have suddenly ended the video for some stupid reason. Maybe I am about to go over my time, or maybe I'm doing something else, but at the moment, I'm gone. So sorry for the inconvenience, but this is the end of the video that you were just currently watching. So thanks for watching the video. Subscribe, comment, and like, and I'll see you next time. Sorry I wasn't there for the actual video ending. Thanks anyway, though.